we'd had a visitor one time that was in Sacramento.
Okay.
And this was an older woman whose name was Mamie Seto. Now, this is a woman who was very well known in the early Baha'i days. She was one of the, she was a member of the U.S. National, and she was one of the 5 members of the U.S. National who, I think was in the 50s, I'm not sure exactly what year it was, who resigned to go pioneering. Okay.
All right.
This was the same where Dorothy Baker was on it, Kenneth Christian was on it. You know, this really, okay.
Okay.
So anyhow, so this woman had gone to Japan and came back, and when they were random Baha'is, they called her from, I think she lived in San Francisco, but I'm not sure, to come to Sacramento to give a talk.
And this was in the early 60s?
Yes, well, 64.
Okay.
Because we became Baha'is in 1964.
Okay.
During fast. I became a Baha'i during fast. And so this woman came to this meeting. It was a big meeting. And I remember meeting her along with, 200 other people that had showed up for the same meeting. Hello, how are you? Kind of a stuff, right? Okay. Several months later, our family had gone up to Geyserville.
Okay.
Geyserville was one of the early Baha'i schools in California.
Okay.
And we were sitting there listening to a big talk under this huge tree that they had. And all of a sudden, your mother, who is, like 10 years old or so,
yeah, 10 years old, yeah.
comes up to me very quietly and says to me, Mommy, and I said, yes, dear. She says, and this man's talking, right? And she says, this lady wants to see you. And I said, what lady? She says, a lady out there. So I said, okay, honey, but later. And she said, Mommy, she says, the lady says she wants to see you now. And everybody's around going, shh, shh, shh. I mean,
yeah.
So, I mean, and your mother, who was a very polite child, it was normally not insistent like that, okay? But she wouldn't stop. Mommy, the lady wants to tell me to get you right now. All right, there's nothing I can do but get up and leave and go with Lynn.
Right.
So here's all the people, and there's this huge tree, and I walk over, and I said, where? She says, she's over there. So I go out, and sitting in the middle of the field in a chair is this woman. And I look, and it's Mamie Seto. She's hard. So I go up to her, and I very quietly say, Mrs. Seto, because she's sitting there like this. I said, you wanted to see me? And she looks up at me, and she says, I want you to go pioneering.
What?
And I said, well, actually, I said, our family has really started making, motions to go pioneering. I said, we're writing different places, but I said, we haven't heard yet. And she said, all right, good. Put your head back down. Down. Okay. So I asked Lynn afterwards, I said, Lynn, how did this woman, what did she say to you? She said, I don't know, Mommy. She said, she called me over and she said, child, go get your mother and bring her to me. Okay, all right. End of that story, part of that.
Okay.
All right, well, we write letters everywhere trying to get a job. I mean, we're a big family, Sean. I mean, we, Mama, Papa, Grandma. We got 2 small children. We can't just go off into the wild blue London without any, a job of some kind, a way to earn a living.
Right.
Oh, nothing happens, nothing. So we go back to Greenacre another time for another meeting, right? And Mr. Sears is actually speaking at that meeting. So
Okay.
we're sitting in the back of the room, and all of a sudden, and Mr. Sears is speaking, and all of a sudden there's sort of a rustle down at the end of the thing, and we look down and somebody's coming late. So, everybody, how they do, they
right, yeah, it kind of sit, yeah.
Right, and run down. And so this lady goes by, and she goes, it's Mamie Seto.
Okay.
And she doesn't look at me or anything. She goes right down. She sits down about 4 seats down here.
Okay.
She turns around and says to me, she says, you're still here. And I said, well, Yes, ma'am, I said, but we're gonna go. We're really looking, we're really
yeah.
trying, we're trying. She said, all right, that's it. All right. We eventually, the story of going pioneering is another story, but we eventually do, within the next year, end up in Puerto Rico. We can't stay in Puerto Rico through another series of circumstances, and we end up in St. Thomas.
Okay.
Well, at this point, it's 1967. It is the year of the intercontinental conferences around the world in Rome. And they're having them 5 places around the world, and one of them is in Rome. So we decide to go to this conference. So we scrape our money and we go back, and we're in Chicago for the conference. Maxine's there, Ken Turner's, Nancy Turner is there, so it's like a reunion for all the old Carmichael guys as well.
Right, okay.
It's fun. So we're standing out in the hall talking, and all of a sudden we hear sort of a commotion, and we turn around, and all of a sudden the Baha'is part like it's a Red Sea. And in the middle of this comes Mamie Seto, right? She stops and looks at me and she says, "You're back." I said, "We're just here for the conference." Oh, she says, "Good." Kissing its cheek, and she's gone. Sean, that is the only words I ever exchanged with that woman. Okay?
Very mysterious.
How does she know? You know, there's another realm out there someplace.
Yeah.
Right? We're in St. Thomas in about a couple of years later, and all of a sudden I wake up in the middle of the night, okay? And boom, it's like this light we were talking about earlier, and I think,
Yeah.
my God, Mamie Seto is dying.
Wow.
I could feel it, right? So about 2 weeks later, I get a letter from Dorothy Behar who says, "I've got very bad news for you. Mamie Seto is dying." I said, "Yeah, I heard."
Yeah.
I got the news right.
Right.
It's cool, okay? And I found out later that she was from Michigan, from Detroit, which is where I was born.
Right. Yeah, the old hometown. Huh.
Isn't that amazing?
Wow.
So I know there's this connection with other people.
Definitely, yeah.
And I'm sure she's one of my mentors in the next world. She was also an administrator, being on the NSA, the USA. And as you know, my role in the faith has been as administrator. I've served on 22 or 23 NSAs. Okay?
NSAs, not just LSAs.
No, NSAs.
NSAs, yeah.
Okay. And I mean, this was her level of service as well as pioneering. So it's a connections.
Definitely, yeah.